Hello. Welcome to Brookings, Oregon. Thank you, listeners out there on the KCIW 100.7 channel. This is Amanda Whittemore with Quality Living with Peaceful Support. If you are new to the program, it is simply a moment that we take together to turn up the radio, maybe pull the car over, and really intensely listen to our guests and listen to your own thoughts. Just have a moment to really seriously listen, because sometimes that's one thing we forget. We think too much, we move too much, we do nothing too much. We're here to just fine-tune all those and give a little bit of quality. So again, thank you to all the volunteers. This is a fully volunteer-ran radio station, and we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you for your donations and your time to make this station stay alive. And now, believe it or not, we have one of the world's most incredible, and that's not an exaggeration, literally everywhere in the world and every continent. Our guest right now is one of the world's greatest permaculture teachers, designers, plant communicators, amongst a gazillion other titles, a cacao ceremony master. There's just so many delicious, wonderful things to talk about. Mr. Stephen Brooks. Warm welcome, everybody. Woo, Stephen.
Thank you. So good to be here. It's an honor.
Yes, absolutely. We are so thrilled and so excited to hear about you and all the facets of your existence, because beyond your the taste of, tell us about all the things that you do, the taste of your world.
As we're speaking about the taste, I actually just came from New York, where I was leading. I am the pastor of the Church of Fruit. Hallelujah.
Yes.
That's the only rule. It's the only rule in the Church of Fruit. Is every time we say Church of Fruit, everybody needs to scream, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And, it's, you might be wondering, what is the Church of Fruits? And, really, I'm obsessed with plants. I'm in particularly obsessed with fruits. And I love people to connect to the divine through eating fruit they probably never have tried before, or some new flavor that's just like so out of the ordinary for them. And I love being that conduit. I also love being kind of just a bridge, to the humans and the plant world. The plants are constantly just singing the most beautiful symphony, and often we don't even hear it. So I'm here to remind people and help people to listen to that symphony of plants.
That is so peaceful and so beautiful. And that's really true. Like, we really forget to take a moment, like, not just smell the flower. That's an action, but actually listen. Because they scream, they yell, they sing, they talk.
It's true. It's really, really true. And sometimes we just need translators. And that's, in many ways, I feel, for a long time, I wasn't really, it's hard to describe really what I do. And it sounds really kind of weird and esoteric. And I do that through many different, modalities, one being teaching permaculture, but, really just trying to figure out ways where we can incorporate useful plants, in particular, plants that radically improve humans' lives. Like, how can we incorporate that into the design of our community? And so that's what I've been dedicated to trying to figure out.
Right, and including also designing conscious communities that are purposely designed and created to encourage this style of living.
Exactly. A long time ago, so I live in Costa Rica. I've been there now for more than 30 years. And, I was teaching about plants. I was teaching permaculture, and I was, already doing that. And I realized, wait a minute, how can we merge all these incredible plants into a community? So they didn't exist. So I said, wait a minute, maybe we just need to start these types of communities that incorporate all of these incredibly useful plants. And the tropics is such an exciting place to grow. There's so many tropical fruits, you wouldn't even believe it. I'm in these like incredibly nerdy Facebook groups. You wouldn't believe some of the Facebook groups I'm in, like deep rabbit hole of nerd. And there's constantly even new fruit that people that have never been domesticated coming out on the scene right now as we're speaking here.
And this is actually super factual. When I did the permaculture course with you through Ecoversity, my favorite fruit that you introduced me to that I'd never heard of, never seen, was the caviar.
The caviar lime. Yeah,
The caviar lime.
that's a great one. It's an exciting one. Very, very exciting. Yeah, so it's a citrus. They call it the Australian finger lime. It looks like a little green finger, and you break it open and squeeze it, and these little caviar balls, like literally, they look like fish eggs, but they're like packed with sour citrus juice. Just so delicious. And there's so many fruits out there that are just absolutely mind blowing. That you like literally feel like you're walking through the factory of Willy Wonka. This earth is so abundant. And unfortunately, most of the foods that we actually get to know are really only the ones that are already being grown at mass scale and that ones that have long shelf life. Some of the best fruits in the world, they have, under a day shelf life, so you'll never see them in a market.
Wow. That's kind of sad. I mean,
but it's so exciting too.
It's super exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you encourage people to get? How would you encourage people to get to know your fruit as you provide? Through your social media channels, but however, in real life, like how do they physically get to taste the world?
There's people like me really dedicated in finding and pushing the edges and growing different things. I would recommend going to your farmer's market and seek things out. And if you see someone selling something you've never tried, try it. It's incredible. I mean, where you are in Oregon, I'm sure there's people that are really pressing the edge of what's possible to grow there. And I'll never. My permaculture teacher is from Orcas Island, Washington, and I remember going there to visit him and eating many things I had never tried before.
Orcas Island. So that's kind of the key. Even the grocery store, believe it or not, there's a lot of Latino markets and a lot of farmers markets, like you're mentioning, and just looking with your eyes, seeing that thing you've never seen before, and being like, "What is this?" Ask the person selling it if they don't know or if they're not familiar, or just take it home, buy it. Who cares what it's called? Just taste it, try it, look it up, research it.
Yeah, exciting times. And and now it's like exactly what you said. There's ethnic markets around the world, like Asian markets. Some of the greatest. A lot of times, like I just came from New York. My big shop was in Chinatown. And, at the Church of Fruit the other day that I did in New York, hallelujah. The one I did in New York the other day, we served jackfruit, fresh, ripe jackfruit. We served lychees. We served muscadine grapes, which is native to Georgia, that many people had never tried before. And it's a delicious fruit. We had star fruit and we had fuyu persimmon. And I think the other thing that I really like to bring to the table is bringing in ritual, and sacredness. Like these foods are sacred, and you could just try to like slam your food down at your lunch break, or you can like slow down and really see the absolute miraculous ritual that it is that plate of food in front of you has ingredients from 20 countries. And you have the opportunity to really just honor those ingredients, honor the people that discovered them, honor all the shipping and the movement that happened to get them there. It's an absolute miracle. It's an absolute miracle. So, there's something to it about really honoring that miracle and bringing the sacred and deciding, wait a minute, this meal I'm about to eat is a sacred ritual.
It's so true. And
like this radio show.
Oh, yeah, it really is a wonder how it all comes together and how it nourishes us, and our food is our medicine and our sound frequencies is major medicine.
Totally. Totally. And it's up to us. It's up to us. Rituals changing, religion's changing. Like we decide what's sacred. We decide where and how we want to hold sacred space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And another really unique transition that happened was with Ecoversity. I've talked about Ecoversity before on this show, listeners, and some other episodes. You're more than welcome to look back on the Quality Living with Peaceful Support link here on kciw.org. However, Stephen Brooks is here with us right now on air, and he is one of the main creators of the Ecoversity, and we have so much to give and to learn. And just tell us a little bit about Ecoversity, please.
Yeah, it's what we started to find is like some of the most important things on earth to learn, they're not teaching us in school. You can't learn, you can't learn about growing your own food. You can't understand water systems or, ecological design, or building or, community or even communication and nonviolent communication. Like some of the most important things on earth, it's getting harder and harder to learn them in your traditional ways, conventional educational system. So Ecoversity was born with that dream, and I've been teaching these types of, of ecological design and permaculture and organic farming, since the mid 90s, but I was doing it in Costa Rica on my farm. And what we found was, everybody can't just pick up and go to Costa Rica to learn these things. Like we need to make it way more accessible. So Ecoversity is offering, we teach 6-month classes we offer an herbal certification, herbal medicine. We do a 6-month online certification in permaculture, and we also do in person, which you got to come and experience in Costa Rica. And we're actually doing another one. We haven't done one in years. We're doing another one now in February. This is actually the first place I'm publicly saying it, because we actually decided today to actually do it. But we're doing an event called Step into the Ecoverse in Costa Rica in January 29th.
Whoa, I just got fascia tingles. Step into the Ecoverse.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. And that's a real
Very
sacred
exciting. Very
space.
exciting.
Yahoo! I say hallelujah to that.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's the really beautiful, tangible course of all these things out there online, all these things in the ether, and in all the plethora of just saturation of marketing this and marketing that and things everywhere. Like, that's why I'm really grateful for you and knowing you in human form and being able to have that frequency of accepting that this is real, and that I am me because I'm here in the studio and we called. Of course, it's just this beautiful portal of reality through all the midst of the facades that are out there through our social media. So I'm super grateful for that sacred space. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody else, but I just wanted to say thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome. And I agree. Like when we first had the idea, when Alexa came to me and said, we got to bring these classes online, I was kind of like, I don't think we can transmit what it is we're teaching in a Zoom room. I don't think it's possible. And I was wrong. I actually was wrong. Like I am amazed at what is unfolding in these Zoom rooms and the community and the bonds and the connections that are happening in these weekly classes, and these live classes that we offer, and sure, like the information that we're sharing is profound and important, but the connection that is possible even in a Zoom room is totally blowing my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's real. It's very tangible. It's very, very real. As real as the fruit that we grow.
Yes, it really is. It really is.
Well, can you say to our listeners, we're here talking with Stephen Brooks from Ecoversity and the Church of Fruit. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And we would like to learn how to connect with you and how to physically get in touch with you, how to sign up for these classes. Like, what is the best way for our listeners to get involved?
So yeah, Ecoversity is online. It's at ecoversity.org. You can find me on Instagram. I'm constantly uploading, different videos. I do this thing called Know Thy Fruit. I'm constantly introducing people to new fruits. My Instagram is Stephen STEPHEN R Brooks. And yeah, I love helping people connect to the plant world. And then the other kind of thread of what I've been doing in Costa Rica is I've started now, we're on our fourth eco village. We have three neighboring ones in an area called San Mateo, which is about an hour outside of San Jose. The first one is called La Ecovia, which was 45 families. The second one was actually my 2007 Burning Man camp. Bought the property up the street, which became another 25 families. And then in 2018, we started one called Alegria Village, which is another 145 families. So we're well over 200 families now from 40 countries. We have over 120 children in the school that the parents co-created. And it's a thriving village. I mean, there's a health food store in our town now because of what we've been doing there. And it feels, I think what I would love to say to your listeners is to radically question everything. It's like things are the way they are, but they don't need to be that way any longer. It's like as we don't need to endure mediocrity anymore. Like we deserve to live a life where we're thriving and where our ecosystems around us are thriving and our children are thriving and our elder parents are thriving. And they all are because we created an ecosystem that supports all of that.
I have tears in my eyes. It's surreal. It's super real. Like I physically have been there and it does exist and it's real and it's totally possible. And, when we have those networks where we come together and we get these teachings and we get these sensations and we feel and we hear about ways that are possible and we think to ourselves, wow, we could just live this way. Well, you guys actually are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a dream. It doesn't have to be a dream anymore. Like, the dream is now and we are it. I mean, some advice I would give to people is like, get really clear on what your dream is because you won't ever get there if you don't even know what it is. Get clear on, where do you want to live? What does it look like? Who is it with? Who are the people you want to live with? And what, like I often ask people, what is the commute like to your best friend's house? Is it a flight across the country or is it a 10-minute walk over a river, through a fruit orchard, or what's the commute like to your children's school, and how proud of you, how proud are you of the school that your children go to? Are you just enduring it or are you really happy about it? How are you dealing with your parents as they age? I mean, these are such important questions that life just gets so crazy and busy that we just kind of can't even keep up.
Yes, it's very real. It's very, very real. And, it's especially coming here, like I am very grateful and very fortunate for living in Costa Rica for many years and experiencing all this and being able to be called, like God literally picked me up out of what I was doing and dropped me here at the ocean in Brookings, Oregon, right here on the edge of harbor at the California border. And it's so different. It's night and day difference. And it's like you're saying, it's a retiree community. We barely have enough young people. We have traveling nurse. We almost don't have enough people to care for a lot of our elders around here. It's really there's an awakening happening. Like the permaculture world that I learned through Ecoversity really gave me this shining light from within to create the world around me that we want to see. We now have yoga studios in town. We have 8 of them, and there was one that COVID closed, and we all bonded together, and we're like, we are not taking this. Like we are creating the world we wish to live in. And we're bringing love and light and organic foods and nurturing and caring and, the schools and the board of commissioners. And, I joined the planning committee. Like there's so much more work to do. And there's so much room for growth and nutrition on every level. And it's because of teachers like you that we even know that this is possible. It's a way to nurture our environment. In the permaculture world, goes beyond our garden. It's completely for all aspects of our life.
Totally. Totally. Yeah. And I mean, even the way we communicate and interact with our, our closest people and our families. And, this is an exciting time to, yeah, to just bring upon change. I love what you said that you're on the planning commission. People sometimes feel so helpless that, the president and the government feels so far away. But that's where you have to start thinking about your local government and maybe even your HOA, in the community that you live in, or get on figure out what if you live in an apartment building, like how can you get involved in bringing the kind of improvement to like whether it's the cleaning products that they're using or it's like change starts right there at home and it's up to you.
It does, and it is, and it's totally possible, and it's just this beautiful gift that just keeps giving, really. And we have one question that we ask our guests, and that is, well, we have a couple questions, but how does the word quality feel to you, or what does it represent in your world?
Quality. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Right when you said it, like what came to me is fresh.
Mm.
I want fresh. I want new. I don't want old I want things that are like I'm thinking when I think about quality, I'm thinking of food and how far away did it come from and how carefully was it grown. And I want things that are made by or grown by or created by people who I know their first and last name. That to me is quality.
Oh, I love it. Yes, yes. And I mean,
I
that's,
imagine you ask a lot of people that.
yeah. And,
I wonder, is that a different kind of answer than you get?
yeah, this is our 100th show, and we have not had one repeat answer.
Amazing. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that I'm your 100th show.
100th
I'm honored.
show. Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be big. We're making it happen. I'm so stoked. It's been a lot of work and it's been worth it. And all different walks of life. We've had architects, we've had dentists, we've had real estate agents, and Bill Gierski, the Beacon Broadband, the Wi-Fi internet technology is super important. As much as quality we get through our food and our nutrition, like our technological frequencies are extremely as important to have those full of quality too.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's one other question. We like to talk about peaceful support. What is that to you? Where do you see it in your world? And how do you encourage people to bring more of it into their community?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're saying it right there. Community, like surround yourself with people that care about you, and that you care about them and that together you're supporting each other. It's so common where people just like live in their own little bubble and they're so alone, and that's why, this epidemic of loneliness is like just sweeping the world. People are just feeling so alone. So how can we create this support network, whether we have, create a men's group, create women's groups, create, support even in your relationship, like other couples, where you can help support each other in times where things get challenging. It's like really need to just surround yourself with with support in all things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's, when you said community, it felt different than when I said community. I don't know if the listeners, I don't know if you guys felt
Mm,
that or heard that. But so, because the community that I live in is like just coexisting within the majority of people in town because it's where we live, like a town. But when I heard you say community, I really felt like there was a different existence of literally knowing people's first and last names, having had a moment like this, sharing a educational session or growing something, food together or having real community of support. Like it just felt different.
mm, appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are exciting times. These are exciting times that on one hand they feel really daunting and scary, and at the other time, like, this, these crises that are before us are extreme opportunity to bring in something different and to create a new way.
It's so true. So true. And we have 1 minute. We would love to hear a goal that you could give for people out there.
Yeah, I mean, a goal would be to not feel alone and to feel the support around you and to connect with the people that are growing your food and to connect with the people that are creating the things that you purchase. Like this is a time now more than ever that you need to surround yourself with people that are trying to do things differently. And as you do, it's going to happen. So I just want to invite you to radically question the way things are happening around you and start coming up with ways where you can, start taking steps to improving it.
Yes, design your own. I'm so excited. I'm really just super grateful, and I'm like, this show is it's happening. We're airing it. It's going on. Ecoversity and the Eco Portal, ecoversity.org is where everyone can sign up. This is Stephen Brooks that we're talking with here on the Quality Living with Peaceful Support show. Thank you, Stephen.
You're so welcome. And then just the final thing, that if you're interested in coming to live with us down in Costa Rica, it's Eterna, ETERNA.earth, Eterna.earth. I'm out there on the web.
Oh,
Can't wait
yeah.
to receive you.
Thank you. Many blessings.
We did it.
Hallelujah. Amazing. Church of Fruits.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.